Coming up on this episode of Outlook TV, Mark at the Palms in Puerto Vallarta.
Counterpoint Orchestra's 40th.
A profile on Moma Tits, and much, much more.
Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And my name is T. We'd like to thank the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations for the honor and privilege to film this episode of Outlook TV on their traditional unceded lands.
Outlook TV is the queer magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
Andre's got our first story with Counterpoint Orchestra as they celebrate their 40th anniversary.
In Toronto.
Hello everyone, salut tout le monde. Counterpoint Community Orchestra is the world's longest running queer-focused orchestra. They're celebrating the 40th anniversary at the Pride and Progress concert. Let's meet them.
When the orchestra started, it was a grassroots initiative. There was the challenge of HIV and AIDS, the challenge of having our own spaces of safety and community. And that is, I think, what brought people together in music. And I've been playing in Counterpoint Community Orchestra for about 22 years.
I've been with this orchestra for about 7 years. It has been a great partnership. Especially after the COVID, we tried very hard to rebuild the orchestra, and I'm glad to say we are doing quite successfully.
Over the years, we provided the platform for various people to be able to perform with the orchestra that wouldn't often get a chance to perform as a soloist with an orchestra. We've had members of the orchestra who've been able to perform from trumpet concertos, clarinet concertos, and I think it's really lovely that it provides that opportunity for people to experience musical experiences they wouldn't typically get to have.
I'm really excited to be part of the 40th anniversary concert. It feels like a really special occasion because to have 40 years of history behind an orchestra, especially a community queer orchestra, is a really special thing and something that I think deserves a lot of celebration.
Every other month we do fundraising for different queer organizations, so we did some for Counterpoint Community Orchestra, CCO, as it was coming up to their 40th anniversary. And then for the last concert, we did some fundraising, reaching about, or just over $1,000.
I love playing with CCO. This is, I guess, Canada's first LGBTQIA orchestra, and I'm so proud to be part of it. Growing up in Japan, it was a little bit difficult being gay. I've definitely been called with slurs, and now I'm just like being myself with a bunch of other queer folks in the orchestra playing the music, doing things that I love. I absolutely love it. Now I'm part of the board members as well and get to contribute in so many ways.
And then we also have a scholarship for players. So our soloist at the June concert, Jaden Daly, had a scholarship last year to play with the orchestra.
I'm just so excited for Jaden's performance. Every time we're playing the rehearsal, I can definitely feel his emotion. When you look at his face, he's just smiling, enjoying the music, enjoying just being with CCO, playing with CCO.
So I was introduced to the orchestra through my former teacher, Mark Fewer, and through that I was able to get the Bill McLean Scholarship, where I played viola with the orchestra last year. Being a part of this orchestra has been an amazing experience. Being a queer and black musician, your diversity is not always celebrated, but here at Counterpoint Community Orchestra, I felt like my queerness and my authenticity was always valued and celebrated. Tomorrow night, I'm very excited to be featured as a soloist here with the Counterpoint Community Orchestra.
Just seeing the talent that's on the stage and the passion that they have for the music, it's amazing.
This is Andre Tardif in Toronto for Outlook TV.
Coming up next, Mike gets busy in Puerto Vallarta where he meets Mark at the Palms, a Canadian director who's responsible for booking other Canadian artists.
The Palms.
The Palms.
I moved to Puerto Vallarta kind of by accident 25 years ago this year. From actually Ontario. I lived in Vancouver for a good part of my adult life, and then I returned to my hometown for a year, and then I came down here to Mexico. I was a sperm donor to a lovely lesbian couple here, and when the baby arrived, I felt a drive to be here to be part of her life. And we opened this club together, the three of us. Originally, it was a video bar, and we, after a few months, we added a few local drag shows, and they were so popular, we added a few more. And then we added a few more, and then we started having this very small cover charge of several dollars just to weed out the people who just come out and just spent all the evening here and not spending any money. And then we started importing performers from Canada and the States, and the years went by and the level of entertainment grew and grew and grew. It was never planned to be what it's become, but it's become the leading live entertainment performance theater here in Puerto Vallarta, and I'm very proud to say it's nicer than most small theaters that I've been to anywhere in North America, and the level of talent is incredible. The performers we have, I don't tell them as the entertainment director what to do. I give them free rein. I will tell them what I don't like as an older gay man and what works with the audience. I spend my time watching the audience more than I watch the show. But the Lady Gaga show opened the doors for all kinds of shows, the level of the dancing. We improved the lighting for her. She's a very special woman from Argentina. She upgraded all the shows by doing that show so special, and every show is bigger than life now. They're super professional. Hundreds and hundreds of hours and months go into planning of their shows every year. We do 21 shows a week, probably 40 to 50 different shows each year. Some shows are specialty shows that come for a week or two. A lot of the performers live here now. A lot of them are Mexican, Argentinian, Canadian, but their home base is now here in Puerto Vallarta. They love living here. If you've not been to PV is a wonderful place. The Palm is just one aspect, but it becomes habitual to come to 2 or 3 shows when you're on vacation. We see the same faces year after year after year after year. I think I know 90% of our clients, and there's thousands and thousands of them.
We're going to have to take a little break now.
Perfect timing. Since I'm single, my palms need a break.
Hi, I'm Bennett. I'm a filmmaker, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
Bringing us back, Angus takes us over to the Queer Arts Festival, where he shows us just how tight those ties are that bind.
The 2024 Queer Arts Festival kicks off this evening with their signature art party at the Roundhouse Community Centre here in Vancouver. Outlook TV is going to speak with their artistic director to find out what they've got planned for 2024.
So, as I mentioned, this is like the opening, with bunny ears around it, of the Queer Arts Festival 2024. I say bunny ears because I like bunnies, but also... So the festival theme this year is the ties that bind. We're looking at this idea of family and what this means to queer people, and how queer communities continue to survive and thrive alongside, within, and occasionally despite traditional family constructs. This festival is actually taking over the entire month of June, and we're taking part in venues across the city. So we do have our home base at the Roundhouse Community Centre, so we have an exhibition here and a suite of performing arts events. But but we're also going to be at the James Black Gallery for our community show. We're going to be at our own Some Gallery. We have a photography exhibition there. Malaspina Printmakers on Granville Island. And we also have an event at Or Gallery, and we're partnering with the Jazz Festival. We're doing 3 events with them on the weekend of the 21st. We're looking at collectives and groups and how artists work together. So at the Roundhouse Community Center this year, we have the animation collective Flavor Cell. It's a 10-member artists, animators collective, and they have put on an exhibition called Crawl Space. And they've taken this ultimate symbol of domesticity. They've taken the family home, and they've re-envisioned it through a queer lens. So if you go through the exhibition here, you're going to see there's a bedroom, a bathroom, the backyard, a pantry, a dining room table, and they've all been sort of re-envisioned in a very sort of queer and humorous and touching way. We have an exhibition at the Some Gallery called Queer Eyes, Queer Lives, and that is actually a group exhibition of queer youth. It's been organized by 2 UBC researchers, and it looks at the work of queer youth who live at risk and are dealing with issues of drug use, homelessness, and mental health issues. And it's a very honest, it's very raw, it's a very beautiful exhibition, and if you find yourself in Chinatown or the downtown east side, please come by and see us. It's a beautiful exhibit. Everything this year is pay what you wish for our performance events and absolutely free for our community events. We're trying to look at ways of going back to our roots as a community arts festival and breaking down barriers for communities. Because we realize it's been a really difficult year for everybody and the rising cost of living is real. We're having a brand new QAF podcast, and that is hosted by JC Fung. And the first episode drops actually today, June 14th. And it's all looking at their interviews and anecdotes by leaders of the queer educators, advocates, and people who have helped make safer spaces in schools for queer people. You can find out about all of our activities by visiting us online at queerartsfestival.com.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Pratt at the 2024 Queer Arts Festival in Vancouver.
Elliot's got our next story on Real Youth's Troublemaker 8.0 program. This program, they partner queer elders with queer youth who are aspiring filmmakers.
You're in this, aren't you? Are you the elder or the troublemaker?
Clearly, I am the youth.
A little birdie told me people are up to no good. Join me at SFU's downtown Woodward campus as we speak with the participants of the 8th annual Troublemakers Youth Filmmaking Program.
Sister, can I have a slow look here and then smile? And then if you can look at me in the camera, I'm just here.
The Troublemakers program is a queer-based intergenerational film program for young people to connect with an older person, learn documentary filmmaking skills, and produce a beautiful film that celebrates and showcases the wisdom and lived experiences of older troublemakers in Vancouver. This is the 8th year for Troublemakers, so we've made, I think, about 50 films since we started this project, and this latest iteration is going to produce 4 new films that are going to be premiered at the Vancouver Queer Film Festival in September.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
As one of the facilitators, I bring whatever my personal skills are, and so the skill set that I bring is building community and creating an environment where we're building safety with each other through experiential learning and opportunities to connect.
I like getting out of my comfort zone, and I realize like after a couple of years, it's time to shock the system and do something different. A troublemaker is an elder in the queer community that gets partnered up with a youth in the queer community to do a documentary. My experience was wonderful. The team I had 3 filmmakers who I was paired up with, and they all took turns asking me questions that they wanted to ask, filming assorted B-rolls. The filming took a total of 2.5 days, and the energy that I was surrounded by was amazing. It reminded me of what it was like to be young again. To be a troublemaker, you have to get in a lot of trouble. And what that usually means is that you've made some sort of impact in the queer community for people to brand you as a troublemaker.
Keep going, keep going.
in this stage of my life, I'm kind of still figuring things out as I go. So I was just like applying to things and kind of seeing like what I would get in. So it was kind of a whim. The aspects of it and how they all add up, and the environment and the people, that's like what really makes it. Of course, like making the films is great too, and meeting the troublemakers and getting to tell their stories. But just like, I feel like because the group is pretty small, it's like a community in a way. I would say it's like one of my first signs, like having an in-person type community group. So it's pretty cool.
Is it okay if you look in the water now? And then look back where you were looking.
From Vancouver, British Columbia, I'm Elliot Walker for Outlook TV.
We're going to have to take a little break now.
Good timing. This queer elder, this young, amazing homosexual needs a break.
The first one.
Hi, I'm Moma Tits, and you're watching Outlook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV.
And Mike takes us all the way over to Puerto Vallarta again, but this time to get a profile on Moma Tits.
Is this a tip?
That is one tit.
In my shows, I tend to mix comedy, fun, storytelling, inspiration, along with some real things that we need to talk about, politics, things that are going on in the world, things that are happening to people, so that people don't feel so alienated. But I like to package it in a fun, silly way with a lot of great music so that it connects with people on different levels, and they tend to leave a little bit lighter, a little happier, and feel a little bit more connected, and that's the most important thing for me.
We only have one requirement, breeders. One requirement of you breeders. And don't get all butthurt when I call you a breeder. When you fucking make children, you breed, bitch. That's what happens. Gay men breed each other's holes, a whole different type of breeding.
The straight community is ridiculously embracing the queer community now, especially drag queens. I'm noticing a lot more and more. There's an interesting divide. The conservatives are getting more hateful and more ostracized, but the community that is open to just meeting new people and not worrying about what other people's lives, because they're not worrying about what other people are doing in their lives, because what does it really affect you? And people are realizing that it's time to really stand up and not stand by. And that's really great.
I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you.
My father was born in Quebec, Canada, and was adopted because his mother was unwed at the time and was adopted into the US at a really young age. And we have family in French Canada, and then my local connection was more in Seattle because I was based in Seattle for 20 years. I was part of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, still am. And we would do Vancouver Pride quite often, walk in their parade and got to know a lot of the local girls there, especially Joni, Jaylene Time, all very welcoming. And then a further connection is I work with Jay in Midland, Ontario, Canada. For the past few years, we've been bringing my music partner Diego and myself to Midland to bring shows to the community there. And Jaylene from Vancouver actually joins us there. We have a 32-meter super yacht that we take out for Mama's Luxury Tours, and for a nominal price, we have an all-inclusive day out on the Bay of Banderas in a very glamorous, luxury, relaxed, pampering way with lots of food, lots of drinks, massage therapists, great music. I just want people to realize that, you know, it's time to live your truth. Get out there. Don't worry about what people think. The ones that have something negative to say don't really matter. The ones that matter are the ones who are going to support you and have a good time and celebrate you. So get out there. Gay, straight, bi, trans, we're all going to die in the end. So let's have a good time while we're here.
Coming up next, you're never going to believe who's telling us this story and what this story may be about.
I hope it's really about a homosexual.
Ooh, and gays.
Well, hello Click TV, it's me, Ollie, and I'm super excited because today I'm putting my Pride gear on and I'm going to go check out a brand new store called Studio on Water in Kelowna.
And what was the idea behind opening the store?
So I'm an artist. I do some wine barrel art, so a little bit of carpentry. I work with wood. My business partner Sherry, she's an artist. We actually met over a bit of a tragedy. We just bonded, and we both have a love for community and sharing art and lovely, lovely things with people. So together we decided to, hey, let's do it. So we curated this space here.
It's a new art and artisan shop. So it's basically like a consignment store. I don't know if you've seen Schitt's Creek, but like Rose's Apothecary, it's kind of similar to that. It's a really great place in the community where a lot of artists come, a lot of locals come in, and they all get to meet and experience the excitement and artisanry that the Okanagan interior have to offer.
Examples of some art that we have at the studio here. Of course, we've got some work behind us here, from brain to the hand to the canvas. We also do some jewelry. We've got my wine barrel business in here. We've got kids' clothes, fashion designers, art cards, you name it, and we probably have it here. Their harness fashion making workshop just last week with Rebirth Designs, Tate McGuire. That was super awesome. Just people just stepping outside of their comfort zone to try a new trade, right?
I feel as though inclusive spaces are really important in Kelowna and in the Okanagan because for a long time, the arts have been seen as a very specific thing. It's always been, you know, a certain type of person that gets promoted to the forefront of a lot of these larger museums and institutions. So more of an inclusive, inviting space like the Studio on Water is fantastic for up-and-coming artists and for the community in general to experience not only a different kind of art, but a different source, a different heart, and a different person behind the art that's being created.
It's awesome.
It's really important to create space for up-and-coming artists and marginalized artists for a huge number of reasons. One, it's how you get better art. It's how you see different kinds of art that you might not get to experience before. It's how you open your eyes up to a whole new world that you might never have been able to experience before. And it's just really important for the community and the culture as a whole. If you look at any great civilization, they always had artists that were daring and bold and maybe a little weird right at the forefront. And I think that's important in our society as well.
That's nice.
What we do is we offer a flat rate fee rental here. So giving back to any artist, you know, with the art community in recession, just offering them 100% of their sales back to them. So we do a flat rate fee rental here at the studio. And then the maker or artist is keeping 100%, or we have a super low commission rate for art. So just giving everyone that chance and not just kind of getting the top dollar, all the dollars. We're just kind of helping everyone out where we can. What's available for the queer people here in the Okanagan is, so we do a bit of an art studio in here as well too. So we're always welcoming to have some art classes and so on in the store.
If you're in the area, make sure you check out the store and support the lovely artisans and artists. For Outlook TV, this is Ollie in Kelowna.
Aw, that's all the time we have? All right, well, we'll come back with more next time.
And as the rainbow continues to shine, make sure you check us out on all our social media platforms, or better yet, consider joining the Rainbow Brigade and volunteering with us.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Emily Ann Fraser.
And my name is T.
Stay prideful, Canada.